Hello, social media marketing students. This is week 6 of 8. In this video, I'm going to be going over a couple things. It won't be a long video, but it'll be important if you have any questions about your pillar content or your cluster content. Let's see. So let's start by looking at our pillar content. So this is the assignment that was due last week. It's that long form blog that you were creating. Okay, well, if you scroll down and you see identify at least 3 reputable websites who you could ask a backlink from. So there was some confusion about what backlinks are, and I want to address that. So backlinks, give me 1 second here. Backlinks. So let's imagine this is your website right here. This is your blog. A backlink is when another website links to your website. Maybe they say, hey, go check out this food blog that I really enjoyed. And they put a link to your website in their website. That's called a backlink. And why that's important, Google, when we're thinking of, or there's 2 reasons why that's important. One, when Google tries to rank your website, if you have more backlinks, it'll rank it higher. If you don't have any backlinks, Google suspects that your site isn't that quality, and so you try to earn these backlinks. Now I want to show you something here. There was a study done of 1 billion blogs, 1 billion with a B, a study of 1 billion blogs. And what they found was the vast majority get 0 backlinks. In fact, 94% get 0 backlinks. And only 2.2% get multiple websites to link to them. What this tells you, number one, it's hard to get backlinks, right? 94% of people don't have them. Number two, if you start to get a couple websites to link to you, Google, you're going to beat your competition. Now, I wanted to show you what this looks like. So here is Ubersuggest. Remember, Ubersuggest is a tool that we use to analyze websites. And I found this food blog called The Smidden Kidden. So I just took the URL, I put it into Ubersuggest, and I hit search. And you can see it counts the number of backlinks that this website gets. 4 million backlinks. So that's amazing. So they get 4 million backlinks. In other words, they get 4 million people, other websites, to link to this site. And it's no wonder that this appears number 1 in Google. So that's a backlink. Now, how does that look for you in our assignment? You're going to go out and you're going to find 3 reputable websites who you could email and say, hey, I'm starting a blog on this. It has really great content that I think you and your readers would like to see. And you would write their URLs here. Now, in the real world, you would go out and you'd literally message them and see if you could get them to backlink to you. In this class, we're not necessarily going to do that. If you wanted to, you could, but you don't need to. So that's what a backlink is. I wanted to just cover it again so we're all on the same page. Again, it's when other websites link to your website, and Google reads that as a sense of quality. All right, well, hey, we're going to move on. We're going to look at the project for this week. And the project for this week is creating your cluster content pieces. Now, let's just imagine that this is your pillar page on your website. So you created a pillar website page. Now, what you would do is you'd break off subtopics and you'd write about them separately. So The example that I like to give is, give me 1 second here. Here it is. So let's say that your pillar content was all around how to run your first marathon. And so your pillar content, remember, is like an all-inclusive guide about, what you should be doing to run your first marathon. Your pillar content should talk about everything. Now, so for instance, a lot of times you'll see the only guide you'll ever need. In other words, they're saying that, hey, this is going to cover all the topics about how to run your first marathon. Well, from this pillar content, what you can do is break off cluster pieces or subtopics and write about them in separate web pages on your website. So you might have, which shoes are the best. You might write about that, a little blog post. How to protect your knees. It's in here, but it's also you're gonna go more in depth with it here. What diet to eat? Again, you're gonna cover it a little bit in here, but you're gonna blow it up in this cluster piece. So that's the idea. And then of course you're gonna link to them. So when you talk about dieting, you're gonna say, hey, if you want to learn more, go check out my cluster piece over here, and you'll create a link which will bring them to that. When you set your website up like this, Google is able to understand its architecture, and it's going to promote your website in Google. In other words, it's going to raise it up in the ranks. So that's what cluster content is all about. Now I want to show you an example here. So here is a blog post on the 9 ways to crush the ending of a blog post. This is a really good read, by the way. You should Google this. It's really awesome. If you want to learn how to write the ending of a blog post, this is awesome. But if we scroll down, let's say, imagine that we're reading. Okay, we're reading. Look at, I love the way they got this broken up to inspire your audience, direct your readers to do something else, provide links to other blog posts, blah, blah, blah. And then you get down here and look, this is a link, product knowledge. So in the previous blog of mine on product knowledge, I ended the post by linking blah, blah, blah. This is a link. So this will link to another of their web pages. This is an internal link. This is going internally to another page on their website. So that's an example of a pillar and a cluster. This is your pillar page, and then this is your cluster page, your subtopic. We're reading. There's more. I scrolled over them too quickly. Let me see. There was one on, here's another one. Check out our ultimate guide. This is probably actually another pillar piece. And then here's another one. Look, buyer persona. So keep in mind that this information should be personalized. It should be targeted to your buyer persona and answer why they should care. Well, guess what? Buyer persona, this is a web page in their website. So this is an internal link. So that is what an internal link is to your cluster content. And the last thing is, at the very bottom, you can set up your link system like this to refer to other pieces that you've written, so related articles, and then you can set up this structure here where, how to write a blog post, a step-by-step guide, boom, how to write a blog post, outline, a simple formula, and then which format is right for your next blog post. So, these are related articles that you can link to internally. So that's the idea. Now let's go look at the assignment for the week. So it's create your cluster content. I got it all stepped out here. You're going to write your pillar topic here. So if it's Asian food recipes, you're going to write that there. Then you're going to brainstorm 5 cluster topics that you could possibly write about, subtopics. Then you're going to pick 2 of these to actually write about it. So, you're going to do that, and then you're going to write 5, and then you're going to pick 2. Then you're going to write the outline. Then we fall into this kind of normal writing routine that we're used to. You're going to find some competition. You're going to see what they're writing about on this topic. You're going to create an outline. You're going to create your cluster content, and then you're going to optimize it for SEO. So we're used to that. Now, as you can see, we got cluster content initial outline, cluster content 2 initial outline. If you are doing the Be Brilliant, which is finding your top competing sites, you're going to put your site here and then some notes. And then again, we're trying to find backlinks. So what are the top 3 websites you try to get backlinks from? Now this one, if you look at the Be Brilliant, it says student learned an SEO technique on their own and used it in their website. And so what I want you to do is go out and do a little bit of research on SEO and see if you can learn something new, and then you're going to put that there. Let's see. And oh yeah, we got LSI keywords. Remember, this is all search engine optimization stuff, so LSI keywords. If you need help finding subtopics, you can use Ubersuggest, use Google Autofinish, etc. And then at the very end, when you're done with your cluster content, paste the website here. So www.yourwebsite, blah, blah, blah. So that's it, guys. Now, the only thing that I've changed for this week is I've changed it to 1 cluster content piece instead of 2. So just be aware of that. And I changed the word length to 350 to 500 words. So I shortened it because, it's the end of the year and we got seniors graduating, etc. And I want to get this in. So 1 cluster piece that's 300, 500 words. Normally, we would be at the 1,000 words, and I'll show you why. The longer form content, so look at this. This is the number of words, 0 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000 words, 2,000 to 3,000 words, 3,000 to 10,000 words. And this is the number of referring domains. So these are backlinks. So the longer you write, the more backlinks you get. And there's other important things. Look at this. That sweet spot of 1,000 to 2,000 words seems to generate a lot of social shares, and that's really cool. So, the longer form stuff is better. I'm shortening it just so that, you're not too burdened as students. Let's see. So I think that's it. What we're doing is we're creating a website that is structured like this. You got your pillar piece, and then we're breaking off these subtopics here. And that's how we like to see it. All right. Well, hey, if there are questions as you're working, let me know. Otherwise, I can't wait to see the work that you're going to do.